Welcome to Off Balance, the podcast where faith, family, and business collide. I'm Dr. Brooks, a certified master life coach, transformational speaker, and author. Join me as we explore the journey of overcoming adversity and developing resilience. It's time for you to find your strength and reclaim balance. This is Off Balance.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Off Balance, the podcast where faith, family, and business collide. I'm your host, Dr. Brooks, and today's episode is all about something many of us federal employees are dealing with right now, and that's building a result-oriented resume that actually tells your story. Whether you're in the middle of workforce reshaping, thinking about your next career step, or if you just want to be ready for what may come, today we're going to talk about how to make your resume not just a document, but a reflection of the impact you've made. Let's be honest. In federal spaces, resumes often read like job descriptions, bullet after bullet of tasks. But if you want to stand out, especially in times of transition, you have to show not just what you did, but what happened because of what you did. Many of you know that I am an HR specialist for a federal agency. I have been an HR specialist for over 15 years, and so I look at resumes day in and day out. And so what I noticed with a lot of federal resumes is there is no action plus context plus result framework, right? And so a lot of the time it's copy and pasting of the actual position description. And so on today's episode, I really want to dive into how you can turn your resume into a result-oriented resume. And that will allow you to be, compatible with your peers on the federal side as well as the civilian side. So let me just paint a picture. Imagine you're reviewing two resumes. One says process FOIA request. The other one says led the processing of over 200 FOIA requests in a 3-month period, reducing the agency's response backlog by 40% and improving public trust metrics. They did the same general task, very different message. One says you did your job, the other says you made a difference. And so you want to be able to show the story on your resume that you are a difference maker, that when you perform a task, you make a difference. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. Federal hiring managers, as well as those on the private sector, they aren't just looking for doers. They're looking for problem solvers, collaborators, leaders, and they need to know if they bring you on, what value are they getting? Because everyone wants someone that is going to be valuable to their organization, right? And so here's the formula that I am going to talk about today. It is action plus context plus result. Let me say that again. Action plus context plus result. So let me break it down for you. Action. What did you do? And in order for you to describe what you did, you have to use action verbs. An example would be develop, manage, launch, analyze. And then the next part is context. What was the situation? Was there a problem to solve, a goal to reach, a crisis to respond to? The next thing is result. What happened because of your action? Was something saved, improved, reduced, strengthened? Right? And so that's what you want to focus on when you're writing your resume. Another example, developed and led weekly staff sessions, that's the action, to improve case processing times following a system upgrade, that's the context, resulting in 30% reduction in backlog over 6 months. That's the result. That's the kind of bullet that makes a hiring manager pause. That's the kind of resume that gets interviews, right? That's the type of resume that is going to get not just that first round, but second, third round, because you want your resume to stand out. You want to showcase what it is that you have done for your current organization. You may be thinking, that sounds great, but I'm not sure how you may say that sounds great, but you're not sure that you have results like that. Trust me, you do. And here's how you are going to uncover them. I want you to look at your calendar and email. I want you to look at what project you were a part of in the last 6 to 12 months. And then once you discover that, what changed because of your involvement? So you were on all of these projects, you attended all of these meetings. Did you improve a system? Did you save time? Did you help someone grow? Did you solve a tough issue? Those are the things that I want you to ask yourself as you looking back over your calendar. What metrics can you use? Think time saved, number of people served, dollars value managed, right? Compliance improved, satisfaction increased, right? So again, I'm an HR professional, and so a lot of organizations or agencies utilize the OPM 80-day model, which is time to hire. Typically, in that model, HR has 26 days, right? And so if HR has 26 days, I already have a standard metric. And so what I can say is that I was able to, you know, complete job opportunity announcements, bring on board however many people within, and I can say 15 days or whatever the case is, right? And so if you already have a metric that you have to meet, you can literally utilize that metric and then just show that you are less, you came in under that time. And so that would just be an example. So utilize things that is already in place for you. If you have to respond back to customers in 48 hours, then you can say that you responded back to this many customers, solved this problem within 24 hours, right? And so it just depends on what your situation is and what you have going on. But that is what you want to do. You want to, and if you can't quantify it, quality it. Make sure it's quality, right? So an example of that would be coordinated logistics for three agency-wide events, improving employee engagement and interdepartmental collaboration. You notice that one did not have a quantity in it. That's fine, but it had quality in it. Coordinated logistics for three agency-wide events, improving employee engagement and interdepartmental collaboration. That's still powerful. It's still portable. And so I just want you to really look at your resume and no longer copy and paste job descriptions, no longer, copy and paste stuff. Really take your time with your resume because your resume is that first initial look that a person has of you. And so you want to make sure that your resume is representative of the awesome person that you are. And so you're going to put faith into the process, right? And so here's the truth. Our work isn't just about bullet points or pay grades. As you guys know, this is a Christian podcast, so I will not be the Christian that I am if I don't give you guys a scripture. So as Colossians 3:23 says, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord, not for human masters. And so you should really take pride in what you are doing because you are working unto the Lord, right? Your impact matters because it's a reflection of your stewardship. And even when no one else noticed, God did. So now, as you step into this season of updating your resume or, reimagining your future, do it with confidence, not just because of what's on the paper, but because of what's on the inside of you. And so I just really want you to have that confidence and I really want you to know that there's no competition with you, right? Because what is for you is for you. And when God opens that door, no man is going to be able to close it. So even if you have been, not considered for promotions in the past, or even if you feel like you've been, looked over in the past, I can assure you that that was not your door. That was not your opportunity. And so I want you to shake it off and I want you to put yourself back out there and pray and ask God, what position do you want me to apply for? What company do you want me to work for? Sometimes we want to do things because it looks good on paper, but is that what God has for us, right? And so that's what I want you to get into the habit of doing. I want you to get into the habit of really seeking God when it comes to the positions in your career. And so this is what I want you to do to move forward this week. I want you to choose 3 to 5 key bullets on your resume to revise using action plus context plus result, right? And so don't overthink it. And let me say that again. Do not overthink it. Just really look at those bullets on your resume and see how can you change those. Revise it to use the action plus context plus results. And then after you do that, I want you to ask a trusted colleague or a friend or someone that your mentor or someone that you really, that you really trust their opinion to help you brainstorm your impact, right? Sometimes when we're in the workplace, we just go, and we don't even realize our impact. And so I want you to get with someone at work that you can really trust and just ask them, what impact do I make? What things have I changed? How am I helping the team? And so just get some feedback. And then I want you to start a wins. What's a wins? This is the document where you track your results as they happen. This is the place where you can brag on yourself. This is the place to where you boast yourself up. Boast yourself up to the point to where if somebody else found your document, they would say, oh my God, they are so arrogant, right? Because this is the place to where you are really going to write everything down so that you don't miss a beat. And so create that wins document. And most of all, believe that your work matters because it does. Sometimes depending on the situation, if we're not the one that's out in the front, if we're not the one that's on the center stage, then sometimes we may feel like what we do don't matter. But I can assure you, everything that you do matters. And if you want help with this, I have created a document that you can actually download in this episode description. So just download that document. Make sure you join my community. And I am considering doing like a mini guide or a workshop that can help people, kind of revise their resumes. And so again, just download that document, join my community, and then you will be receiving emails if I decide to do an upcoming workshop. So this was a short episode. I just wanted to teach you guys how to update that resume. Action plus context plus results. So thanks for hanging out today. If this episode encouraged or equipped you, do me a favor and share it with a friend or a colleague who's walking through a career transition. And don't forget, your resume is a tool, but your calling is so much greater. So I want you to keep leading with purpose, caring for people, and walking in faith. Until next time, be resilient.
Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to rate this episode and share it with your family and friends. To learn more about your host, visit brooksdenny.com. Until next time, be resilient.